Hey, everybody, welcome to another special segment of the Wisdom Circle Manifesto Women of Legacy. I have another amazing, astonishing woman from the roundtable. She is actually in roundtable number three, I believe. I hope I'm not getting right. Yep, three, perfect. I have the amazing, and she has such an empowerment story, and it's such a profound story, honestly, to tell you the truth. I really, really admire her courage and her strength and her grit and her perseverance and her success as well. She's quite successful. So I have the beautiful Ariana Arfin.
Right.
She is she's from Indonesia originally, and she is here in Bali, and she is actually working down in Canggu, I believe, in one of the co-working spots. But also, she runs an amazing foundation. And this organization and foundation is one of her leading causes, and it's very dear to her heart. It's very exciting to have her because she mentors and coaches women and people that go through a similar journey that she has in multiple ways, not in the traditional sense of coaching always, but in public speaking, in events, and awareness, advocacy. She coaches groups of women and individuals as well as other people in this space. And I think it's such a profound and beautiful story. And I'm so happy that she was willing to be on the roundtable and be and kind of sit with these women and share part of her story with them. And I'm so excited to be bringing her to you guys as well to add some flavor and dynamic into this roundtable and into this actual event and experience, seeing some possibilities of how we can expand our services and our outreach to greater environments in greater ways and in different um, multitudes of service. So, Ariana, do you want to jump in and introduce yourself and explain what you do for the world?
Thank you so much, Ella. Hey, ladies. Hey, everybody. My name is Ariana Arifin. And like Ella mentioned before, it's really, really nice to uh, be a part of the summit, Ella. Until today, I'm sure it is really universe because I have no idea that it's just like your message just pop up. So I don't have to question the universe, I guess. So here I am, and with you. I born and raised in Jakarta, but Bali, it's home since the last this May I'm coming up 5 years full time Bali living, and I grown up in my father actually is Indonesian. He's from Sumatra, one of the city in Indonesia, and from my mom's side, my grandmother from my mom's side, I actually like she have a quote unquote Dutch blood. Some of you know, like Indonesia, we have this 100 years history, Indonesian Dutch, and so it's many people mostly is the mixed kids with me, and back then. So yeah, and about my background, and actually that I always I remember that I heard the word of public relation. I was like 9 years old, I guess. So when before the ATM, before everything is technology, every time you want to buy sorry, if you want to pay monthly your credit for the phone, the provider, then we need to go into the office, and I see this a beautiful woman, but she just walking so fast, and I was like, Mom, who is this lady? And my mom said, oh, maybe she's the PR of this company. I don't know why is that man, but I was just like, well, okay. And she said, I'm just already falling in love with the public relations words in 9 years old. And my background is to be where to what is makes the woman that I am today. That I'm also the recovery alcoholic. I'm sober for 5 years and 2 months, and be part of the community of the addiction, mental health, especially in alcoholism. But also for the viewers, maybe you guys having a question, how you being not drinking and while you're running the event with the beautiful glass of champagne, and like being like put myself over there and try to be sober. But yeah, I'm here that in the summit on the February of our event, that I'm gonna explain more about. I think it's really living sober and what is makes me it's possible, and it is really not being part of like of judging, or it is really about unity. And yeah, back on the background again. So yeah, I'm Indonesian women, and but my circle, my tribes is of especially women all around the world, and I'm really really grateful with that. So yeah,
Amazing. I love it. I love it. I wanted to actually hone into a couple of things about your story so we can get a little bit more clarity for the audience. I wanted to really touch about this angle and this aspect of being an Indonesian woman and having an alcohol problem or having becoming alcoholic and kind of what that was in the community and you as a woman facing this like, oh my God, me and this alcohol don't have a good relationship, and how did the community and how did your upbringing and your environment kind of touch? I know you touch about this in the roundtable a lot in the summit, but just to give the audience a little bit more of a depth for you and your experiences whilst you were kind of realizing this alcoholism and then the impact it had on you through your community and your community onto you and vice versa.
sure. Well, it's interesting that you dropped that question, Ella, because um, before I know I'm Indonesian, I don't. There is no words that about alcoholic, right? And there is no such meaning about that. And if you come to my city, Jakarta, that the the glasses that I see about an alcoholic when I come to my community is just totally different what I see. In Jakarta, you don't really see the people drinking on the street. But I think it's really about I grown up in a dysfunctional, loving home, um, and I do really believe that I'm the victim of the substance. I'm the victim of my upbringing, like you just share. You just like your statement, it's the upbringing. But I think it's really more depth than that. It is really today I take the ownership of my disease, of my alcoholism, and I have the solution. And it is really, I think, as a, like, to be honest, in my community, there is no master, or it is really based on the experience. Every time I work with others, with other girls, with ladies, that it is really truly speak of my experience. And I don't really have all the answers, right? But I think it's really about we need to see what is the roots, what is why we pick up that first drink. And it is really, I think that it is really simple solution for the complicated disease in my head and running my adult life. And I'm going to also talk more about inner child when I'm speak. So yeah, I think it's really about try to not put the, like it's really looking your own identity as a woman, or as any mental health or alcoholism or addict, whatever you name it, that what you're struggling for, that you really think I need to working on it. It is really practice about the self-honesty. I cannot come to you, Ella, and say, Ella, I think you're alcoholic because I saw you drinking lots. No. Because I'm here just trying to just tell about my experience. So yeah.
Amazing, beautiful. Thank you so much for that. I think you left a lot of cliffhangers for the audience and the listeners of the podcast and watching interviews to really entice them and really want to get to know your story. Like I know now I want to get to know more and I want to know deeper. I'm on like the edge of like, what does she have in store for the summit and what does she have in store for the roundtable? So I'm very, very interested and I think it's amazing. And I think the fact that you've done so much work around it and you are living through the experience of it and you represent such a dynamic, it's really, really beautiful. Um, Before we jump into the question segment, is there any voices within your community that you think are not represented or underlooked that you want to bring voice to? So like when you're working with the women and you're working with them, like what do you commonly see in your community that you wish had a voice more?
Well, what I'm pray for, especially in meditation, that I'm sit down like, um, we are all equal, you know, and my responsible for the other women who've no idea about what was going on with them. It is really about how to break the stigma, and it's not one night job, Ella. It is really take compassion and self-care towards myself. you know um, it is really need to, I cannot giving away what I have when I don't have it, if that makes sense. So, like, if I want to put myself, for example, I've been doing a service in a Kerobokan prison in my last 3 years, both in the male blocks, like
Mm,
every time I put myself into the rehabilitation or prison, jail, I mean, wait for the service, like, um, I think like the first time when I need to know about be a event person and public relation who's such running a big event, and knowing that I have a problem and I need to wear in a mask, I think it's really about kind of losing it. I mean, like, it is really about my message, and it is really hard to them to process that we're not different, it's a little bit um, strong words for me. Like, the difference is between me and the inmates in the prison, or people who's struggling. The difference is maybe I just don't get caught. But you know, I mean, like,
mm,
it sounds real. Like, this business of alcoholism, it's really about jail, institution, or death. But today, I want to sit down, and I hope with this summit, or I'm based in Bali, where every from around the country is here, and then and I love the Western and East methods. You know what I mean? And as a local, I can speak my language, which is language is really also my struggling. But you know, to give the super gentle action to break the stigma, because as a
yeah,
woman, we can be so depending on something. Does that make sense? We need
definitely.
validation. We need I need man next to me to make sure that I'm going to be okay. And when you're gonna save these marriages, or it depends how which position I am, or how much money in the bank I have. So I need to tell them, like, this external, and let's not to judging our inside by our external things. I try everything, Ella, to stay sober and to being happy woman like I am today, and I tried people, place, and things. It didn't work.
Amazing. I love that. I love that. And this summit and this roundtable is not like based for Bali. This is international, like a whole bunch of women across the world. This is an international. It's not really geared for the Bali community exclusively. It's mostly for the women in the coaching and mentorship world. And I think you speak into an amazing voice of that. And like really, this your dynamic is so powerful. And I grant you kudos, and I thank you so much for speaking into these topics. And these are translutional, transversal topics of like the woman's worth, and having her worth not based on a man or an external job or money. Is really coming from within and holding that stability within herself, and determining what is making that lack of worth inside of her, if she is sensing it, because it's no such thing as lack of worth, but the circumstantial um, evidence that we may perceive in circumstantial circumstances itself, in
Yeah.
situations that allude us to thinking else, like likewise. And thank you for bringing up the parts about you going into not the hospital, inside the jails, and like your evolution with that. That's really powerful, and how you went in there and you saw the reflection with the inmates, and it really made you think. So, because I'm guessing, like, if you were if in Indonesia, if you were be caught intoxicated or condone alcohol, you'd be going to jail. You won't be going to mental health. There's no medical. It's just jail you're going to. Understood. All right. So I hope the listeners and the viewers kind of sink into those kind of complications and what you just shared, Ariana. It was powerful. And we're gonna switch gears. We kind of were in a very heavy but meaningful and powerful place. We're gonna switch gears into the energetics of the summit and the roundtable now. And Ariana was so gracious enough to send me 5 different questions for me to choose from to ask her. So I'm gonna ask her 3 out of those 5. And I am not going to interject. I am going to try not to have body language. I'm trying not to give away my cues, but I'm just going to hold space for her to answer these 3 questions. So are you ready, Ariana?
I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. All right, so perfect. I'm happy. Okay, so question number 1. What made you join? This is what popped into my eyes. What made you join onto the summit, and are you happy with the experience so far?
Well, like I said, I think what this makes me say yes is a part of the solution of uh, my life today. Like my life is not only about in recovery or everything. I have a neighborhood. I have back to the society, but I think it's really about the connection. I try to build 17 years with alcohol and another substance, and now this is the most beautiful life that I have, the 5 years sobriety and 2 months. And I think it's really about the connection. And then I don't have to like kind of like keep digging the try to manifest or surrender and this and that, like Gabby Bernstein said, if you think you're surrender, you need to surrender more. That's what she said. But and I think this platform, sorry if I'm a little bit out from the question, but it's what the summit brings me. It's I need the support. I cannot doing this by myself. I need the platform. I need the people, because like I said, I don't know about everything. I'm really looking forward to know another 32 women's, because I think everything for me, I believe the collaboration about being diverse is really important.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. What is your relationship with diversity, and does it come into play with your coaching?
My relationship, I mean, like, yeah, like I said, I grown up in a kind of mixed family. I've been like, I've been traveling quite lots when I was teenager, and also in my community, you know, um, in my professional life and in my recovery life, that um, I can get help by like someone from like, especially in the Zoom life, you know. I have like, I don't know, 30 or 50 numbers women's in London and US, and then I think it's really important to have the connection, because I can be just quite isolate, speaking about the alcoholism, um, my alcoholism telling me not show up for Ella today, maybe you just, isolate. So I think the relationship, it's really my relationship, it's quiet. um I'm set up healthy boundaries, Ella. Like I said, when I'm not feeling well, I learn to say, let me get back to you, and because for me, relationship is not about pleasing everybody, so especially I need to accepting everybody have a different unique characteristic, and I need to and no expectation, for me, like being having the community with the kind of different character is really about what is my part to show up. Do I kind, do I being patient, do I being tolerant, because and I need to practice that towards myself in order to giving away. And about the coaching or the mentor that I be of service for the women's in the last 5 years, I'm proud to know whoever that I'm sit down or I work with, that she and me is not better than or less than, we're equal, and someone said, what in my recovery, this beautiful Australian lady, she said, honey, you're not unique when I'm talking about things, and now I get it why I'm not unique. It doesn't mean that I'm not special, it's just about really try to put myself and willing to listen in my coaching. And I'm practicing, you know uh, try to listen and not uh, and in my coaching, it's all everything, it's suggestion, Ella. It's not, well, it's suggestion, and I don't have a give opinion. That's why I need the collaboration in my mentor work. When someone's struggling about something, I need to refer her or them to the people who more capable to do so. That's why I work a lot with the psychiatrists, the anything, and especially I see most of the another ladies in the summit, like everybody on the characteristic and the ladies on the summit, like everybody can help everybody. That's why I'm so excited about this um, community, your community, so yeah.
Okay. So the last question is name 10 desires that you wish to see in the coaching world and mentorship industry.
Say it again, Ella.
Name 10 desires name 10 desires you wish to see in the coaching world and mentorship industry.
All right, 10. Okay, the first one, um, I've been working on it in the Bahasa Indonesia literature for our books. That's my dreams. And the second one, that I want to carry, like being Indonesian woman is my identity, and I'm truly love to be proud of it. More I'm getting older, so I want to really have a more wide the community, around the world. And the third one, that I want the mentor or the coaching life to, I think it's really changed the perspective, about what being a mentor and coaching, and and the fourth one, that I really want to see the the millennium, the younger ladies, uh, to be part of. Like I said, I'm going to talk about the inner child in the summit, so I'm super dying and excited to see the younger ladies to be in this coaching life, um, the young unity. And number five, oh
If
my
you
god,
do
I
a
love
plan,
that.
you don't have to do the whole 10, like that's good enough.
Oh
Those
my
were
God!
beautiful.
Thank God. Okay, thank you, Ala. But I'm gonna close with this one. But my dream about about the out of the 10, like it's really about in Bali especially. But I want a little bit jump in it when it things is getting better. I hope that I can fly to Jakarta, because um, I need to do something for my hometown. I'm gonna also talk about resentment. So I want to move, not move. I want to fly for a couple of weeks in Jakarta and then see. Yeah.
Alrighty. So now, after those questions, we're gonna jump into some fun things. So when I asked Ariana what her theme song to her life was gonna be, she told me "Just Fine" by Mary J. Blige. I love
Yes.
it. What a throwback! Tell us all why that song.
So yeah, you can. What is your question again? Sorry, babe.
No, it's for the song, like "Just Fine" Mary J. Blige. So this is gonna
Yeah.
be her song, her theme song for
Yes.
the Spotify. It's a theme song for
Mm-hmm.
her life. So tell us more about this song and why that you have the connection to
All
this song.
right.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Well, to be honest, that just fine lyrics. It's really about self love and self acceptance. You know. And based on my experience, that sometimes when someone comes to me and asking, Ariana, what do you want in the next 5 years, I don't have the answer, but just find that I really take life day at a time, and then but I believe my no, not it's like my guts, like uh just fine is like the song. And I love the beat up, and I love Mary J. Blige since I was 14, and if you're the beat of the the song, it's like it's clear, the how she's singing it, and it's quite like it's you know I don't know how to express, it's just kind of like have like a good beat up, and then it just makes my heart is like a beating faster in a positive way. And but again, just fine is talking about, as long as I love myself, everybody around me is going to be fine, including the women that I'm going to work with, to support
Yeah,
with, you know.
I
So
love that. Yeah.
point.
That's amazing. Since I can see like the nostalgia and the sensory memory of the song and you going back. So it's really fun to watch you react to that song. It's really beautiful. And that last bit that you said about loving yourself and then knowing that if you love yourself, everybody else in return will like create a harmonious environment. That's really, really powerful. So thank you for bringing that to the table. I appreciate it. Alrighty, so as you guys know, as in addition to asking the questions and getting the song, we also asked Ariana to give us a hashtag. And this hashtag, you guys, the audience and listeners, and her tribe that is following her in. For you guys, if you're sharing the content of this summit and all her information in reference to the summit and the roundtable, and you tag her and us at diversity.roundtable, and you follow us, and you use her hashtag women in recovery. So it's hashtag women in recovery. This allows you to add yourself into the contest where you get to win a special prize. I know that it's not released yet. We can't say what the prize Ariana is giving out yet, but it's in the books. It's working. Hopefully, we'll be able to release it sooner or later within this next couple hours or next day. We'll see. And essentially with the hashtag and her social media, which you'll give out in a few seconds, you are tagging her in any content related to the summit, any content that's related into the roundtable, and the person that does it the most. So it is a bit of a competition or a contest itself, and the one that does the most sharing wins the prize. So Ariana, do you want to let them know what your social media handle is and where to find you? And then maybe tell them a little bit more if it's not obvious why women in recovery.
Yeah, sure. Well, actually, that you've been mentioned about that. Yes, I used to work in one of the co-working space in Bali, but actually, that this month that I running back to my own personal branding and the community support and recovery, and then in the event is called Meja Kita Founder. Um, and then you can find me on my Instagram, Ariana.Arifin18, and also on Facebook, and but of course, if you want to see me or try to connect with me, and I love having a coffee as long as you're in Bali, just drop me a DM. So I'm a little bit disappointed when Ella DM me like, "Hey, babe, can we have a coffee?" And she sent me this a book calendar. I was like, "She's super busy woman. I'm expecting having a coffee with you, Ella, in Brawa."
I'm
But yeah,
sorry.
but like if you ladies, if you're new, you just landing in Bali, you're the old play. I mean, like old timer in Bali. I'm always open for a juice and coffee, and I want to hear about your story. And yeah, send me a DM on my Instagram, and I'm working on it on my website for the Meja Kita. So I'm here to help. I hope that I can help.
Amazing. So, any last words about Major Kita or any last words about your recovery or about any of the projects? Like I know you talked about the community before we head off. Like anything you want to leave the audience with, or anything you want to entice them with to come to see for the summit and the roundtable. Anything like that.
Sure. Yeah, I just soft launching Meja Kita. It was last year in July. You know, trust me, guys, that to make decision about to jump to have my own things, it's my head cannot take it anymore.
Hello.
Telling me I get I guess we back. Yeah. So, but again, Ella, like I have a good support system. The community, my unity, just they help me to really see the truth. What I can offer for, and I just say yes with the suggestion from them. But Major Kira, it's really this year especially that I want to make a focus on the women. It doesn't mean that a man is not necessary, but Major Kina, it's really about the place, wherever you come from, whatever you do. I'm happy to doing a collaboration with you, especially in Bali or in online. I'm gonna start jumping. I think I need to asking with Ella about the online things, because I'm kind of a little bit old school. So yeah, reach out to me, but it is really about the collaboration. Meja kita, it's mean in English is our table, Ella. So meja is table, kita is our. So and things is always good in our table. It's a positive table, and my
Perfect.
table and our table. Sorry, guys, it's not my table. Our table, you can bring everything on your own plate, and we can sit down and chat about that. It can be from the hospitality business. It can be in wellness, social, adventure, or like the art, music, anything that we just
Amazing.
yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much, Ariana, for sharing that. And I'm so happy. So
You're
the women have
welcome.
to connect with you through, and I'm so excited to have
Thank
all
you.
the information and learn more about you through the roundtable and the summit. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Once again, this is the Wisdom Circle Manifesto Women of Legacy. This is one of the beautiful interviews and episodes connected to the summit we're having at the end of the month in February, the Diverse Women, a Women of Diversity Summit, with 33 women from all walks of life, all across the world, and all different backgrounds come together who are mentors and coaches in the coaching world and industry, connecting together to share light on amazing topics and things that we may or may not have paid attention to before. So thank you so much, Ariana, for this time. And
Thank you
everybody, I
so
will
much,
try.
Ella.
You're
Bye,
welcome.
guys. Bye.